When I'm with you, I can do great things. And the darkness does not overcome me.
That's the protagonist, Leif Erikson, in the TV series Viking Valhalla, which we're going to look at in today's video and answer the question, does it lend a voice that is useful when it comes to masculinity? Hi, I'm John of Figurative Arc. Welcome to my channel. I am a visual artist, and we all are about developing our voices on this channel through creativity. So I just finished watching season 1 of this series, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with some of the ideas that I encountered in it that I wanted to share you. And there seems to be power is the obvious theme in this series. But there are two competing ideas about power, about where does power come from, how do you develop it, and what are the consequences of using it. I'm going to make 3 points that I got from watching season 1, and I'll be very interested in hearing your comments about your reaction to my ideas and the ideas that are presented in the series. So I hope you will participate by sharing your thoughts, as well as give a thumbs up and watch to the end of the video today. The first idea with power has to do with vulnerability. You kind of saw that a little bit in that opening scene, but here's a really insightful conversation about men's fears.
Facing doubts or fears is the first step in courage. What's your greatest fear?
Failure.
And that's really clear that we do have fears of failure. I think a lot of people, not just men, but women do too. Am I a good enough provider? Am I a good enough parent? Am I a good enough lover? Am I good enough at work? Do my colleagues get what they need from me? My friends? All these different things. So the idea with it is powerful to be vulnerable, because if you're not vulnerable, then you leave yourself open to living an unexamined life, which means that you're more susceptible to all kinds of things being thrown at you and not even recognizing that they're there. The second point seems to be about domination. And what does domination look like? There is one camp that is using domination and power to control people, to get what you want. Then there's a competing idea of dominating yourself, not other people, and that if you want to achieve status, if you want to be respected, you don't do that through control of other people, but the power comes from your competence. Listen to this conversation.
It doesn't come from speeches or pounding of shields. It comes from belief in his own ability and nothing else.
Power comes from abilities, developing your abilities, becoming better at what you do, and excelling in that. And that will gather you attention and status and be able to achieve the things that you want, not by taking them from other people, not by manipulating other people, by being the best that you can possibly be and develop those gifts. And then finally, being self-aware of your own journey. How do you distinguish yourself from others, and rather than following the path of, let's say, your parents or something else? But how do you develop that? Consider this scene.
I didn't come here to become more like my father.
We came here to make the world forget about him and remember you.
Now, this main character, Leif Erikson, recognizes the fatal flaw in his father, which is uncontrolled anger. And he recognizes that that is a part of himself, and wanting to be able to channel that in a productive way and not be predestined to go down that same path of cruelty, of unyielding control and lust for power that denigrates other people. And what he is doing in this series is really developing his abilities. That is how he is countering that one path of masculinity that is negative, that is dark, That is, quite frankly, not masculinity at all. It's cowardice. And so that's kind of his journey in this. And I really think that's what our journey is becoming the best that we can be. Not by taking from other people, not by controlling other people. That's what masculinity is, and being vulnerable and dominating yourself as opposed to trying to dominate or control others. Again, I'd be interested in your thoughts on this series. I hope you'll leave those comments below and give a like. It really helps us. But thanks for keeping company. I hope to see you again on the channel soon. Until then, toodaloo.